government has accrued losses of 4,055 crore because of GST, assuming a rate of 18%. That is the math they have worked out, and CNBC TV 18 has exclusive access to that detailed math done by the state on the impact of GST if it were 18%. Deepthi Baithini, our correspondent who has got her hand on those papers, is joining us. In a minute, we'll also be joined by Arun, who is, of course, the expert on our in-house expert on taxes. But Deepthi, give us that big math in case it is 18% GST.
See, Andhra Pradesh state is almost in the final stages of finalizing the tax rates and the breakup that we will be talking about in a minute. And the state is expected to ratify the bill in the special session that is scheduled in the first week of September. And if we are looking at the breakup, the state accrues loss of 4,055 crores, assuming the rate at 18%. And if we look at assuming the lower standard rate or SGST, the losses are expected to be at 2,946 crores, and gain due to lower rate of SGST fixed at 6% for goods which are taxable at 5% in the current VAT regime at 961 crores. Loss due to subsumption of CST at 1,397 crores, and loss on the total revenue on goods at 6,780 crores. Gain from the additional tax that may accrue due to services at 2,725 crores. This is a rough breakup that we are looking at, that the state has come up with, and as we are speaking, the top officials of the state, including the finance minister of the state and the other top finance bureaucrats here in the state, are looking at this breakup, and the GST bill may be put up for discussion in the assembly session, which is scheduled to be in the first week of September.
Okay, I didn't get the loss because of horse betting. Okay, horse racing and betting impact is 525 crore loss. That's the most interesting loss that I can see. But of course, there are bigger losses, and we have our in-house tax expert, Arun of taxsutra.com, joining us on the phone line. Arun, you saw the math. Anything surprising? I think everybody is going to argue at similar fashion. Your key takeaways?
Well, absolutely, Lata. By going through this table again and again, it's a great break by us. I'm wondering whether all the states are going to prepare their charts in the similar manner. There are three or four key takeaways from this chart. The first is the assumption of an 18% standard rate. Clearly, that's the standard rate here. There is a 12% concessional rate which they are assuming for the products which are taxed at a lower rate of VAT in AP. And which are those products? Those are the agricultural implements. Those are intangibles like patents, trademarks, the bulk drugs, IT, and LCD panels. They are taxed currently at 5% VAT in AP, and the AP is assuming that they will be taxed at a lower rate of GST when the GST regime kicks in, and they are therefore assuming a 12% rate and not an 18% standard rate. All the other ancillary state taxes, the luxury tax, entry tax, entertainment tax, which is currently providing 525 crores, completely they are assuming it's a loss. Additional tax due to services, they are assuming roughly close to 3,000 crores, 2,700 crores. What is a little, I'm still not able to comprehend is how they have calculated the loss due to CST compensation. Okay. They have taken it in three items, 3 lines: loss due to subsumation of CST, loss due to refund of SGST paid in AP on the CST transactions in GST, and loss due to CST compensation received in the year, but which we are not going to get in GST. So everyone knows that CST compensation areas are pending. The finance minister, in fact, made it one of the big talking points in the GST debate, both in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, that he is talking to the states. He is paying them year by year. He is releasing some funds on account of CST areas. If CST areas are anyway going to be paid by the government before the GST regime kicks in, then why are they again putting it in this table and showing a 950 crore loss due to CST compensation, which will not be received in the GST regime? So I'm just wondering whether this chart that has been prepared by Andhra Pradesh and with 7 or 8, 9 rows, whether this is how other states are also going to prepare, or every state is going to have a different mode of calculating the loss. Okay. Another point which is not yet clear, Lata, from this is they are saying the loss due to subsumation of CST. Currently, CST means central state tax,
Yeah.
and it is on interstate transactions. Interstate transaction, currently states receive their share on interstate transaction as per the origin principle. In the GST regime, it will be as per destination principle.
That's right.
Therefore, Andhra Pradesh is saying that due to shift in taxation from origin-based taxation to destination-based taxation, they are saying it's a 1397 crore loss. But due to destination-based taxation, are they going to receive any benefit as well? Of course. So have they calculated that as well? I feel that these figures are going to be scrutinized very minutely by the central government, by the mandarins in the finance ministry, and I feel this may not be the final word on the figures that have been released by AP, and one will have to see whether all states are consistent when it comes to these figures.
Absolutely. Point taken. But this is a good math or a base to work out how other states might look at similar numbers. Arun Giri, thank you very much for your detailed commentary, and Deepthi for exposing that math or revealing that math to us. There's a couple of issues